Welcome back to the show. You already know what that show is. Just sit down there in that corner. It's the Back Porch Sports Podcast with your man Fonz.
And your boy Quan.
Yo, it's been a minute since we've been up here. It's been a little bit of time has passed since we last graced the airwaves, but we thank you for tuning in to this show. Right. As always, we're going to go ahead and get it out the way. But as always, we want to send a thank you to everybody that's subscribed, everybody that's watching, everybody that's giving feedback. We appreciate you. We cannot do this without you guys. Come on now. Oh, and also, I know y'all seen the video on last week. We are launching another venture, and that venture is entitled The Man Cave. So that's what I want y'all to do since y'all are watching this show. Search up The Man Cave and then go ahead and subscribe because we're launching officially New Year's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Now, with that Man Cave, this ain't it's Back Porch Sports. It's under the same umbrella. But we're gonna be talking real life.
Oh, yeah.
From a man's perspective. It's a cross-generational thing. And you know what I'm saying? And we're going to have some fun over there as well. So hit us up in the Man Cave. Go ahead and get this numbers up. I see the numbers is climbing, and I appreciate everybody that's already subscribed to it. So y'all go ahead and get it on there, up there. Also, if you're on Facebook, I know Facebook had an outage today, but if you're on Facebook, hop on to the Back Porch Sports Podcast War Room. We're always there. Announcements such as the one I just gave about the Man Cave. We always having those announcements, and we're always posting some crazy ish. So, especially about what happened to the Cowboys. Oh God,
what's going on in the last couple of minutes? But
I'm trying to tell you. So, let's go ahead and get on into it. So, before we get into our topic for the day, we're gonna drop some news on you. So. This one hurts me to my heart because I needed this to not be true, but it's, as we're speaking right now, it's going on. So old Billy Belichick.
I'll tell you, boy, he just won't sit down with it.
The guy that I wanted to come save the Baltimore Ravens, Billy B. He's being close to named the head football coach of the UNC Tar Heels. Yep. I know Chapel Hill is pissing on themselves right now. Mm-hmm. And traditionally UNC has been known as a basketball school. Even certain UNC fans do not acknowledge the football team. But y'all got something to root for this year. I still think Billy B got something left in the tank. And it's going to be interesting to see how he gonna navigate the college waters, especially with the NILs as well as the transfer portal. So that's something to watch.
Yeah, definitely something to watch.
Yeah, and also somebody been to the Players Club with the past couple of weeks. That daggone Juan Soto, formerly of the Yankees, he went across town and signed a 15-year, $765 million deal, which includes $75 million signing bonuses with the New York Mets. The man went across the street.
Trying to tell you, I guess.
Hey.
Yeah, well, gotta go with the money, yeah.
I'm buying my son a Louisville Slugger as Weezy. It's in my Amazon cart right now. He getting the baseball glove this year. He gonna get daddy. He gonna take care of daddy when it's all said and done. I'm just saying. Hey, Lord, call them when they're young because they're strong. I'm just saying, man. So let's go ahead and jump into this topic. So we're right around the corner from the NFL 2024 season coming to a close. We are exactly 4 games away from the end of the season. Everybody knows what happens at the end of the season. Yeah. Playoff time.
Yeah.
So we here on the Back Porch. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna just kind of like give some stand-ins and some takes and some information right now as it stands today if the playoffs ended today. So let's start with the AFC first. The usual suspect, the Kansas City Chiefs. Currently, they're 12-1. Got the number 1 seed in the AFC. Took a 2-league game in the conference by beating the Chargers, and of course, the Bills lost.
Yeah, they.
Yeah. So yeah, they let's just say they're gonna finish out the number 1 seed.
What?
I feel like they're gonna. I don't know. Well, wait. Hold on. Let me pump my brakes for a minute. So the Buffalo Bills currently sitting up top the AFC East with a 10-3 record. They trailed Kansas City by 2 games for home field advantage after the loss to the Rams, but it got the head-to-head tiebreaker because, as we all know, the Bills beat the Chiefs. They're already AFC East champions, and they have the strength of victory tiebreaker over the Steelers. They have a better AFC record over the Steelers. That's crazy. And their remaining schedule was at the Lions versus the Patriots, versus the Jets, and at the Patriots. So, it's getting kind of dicey once you get to number 3. Pittsburgh Steelers, affectionately known as the Squealers.
Come on now! Stop bringing haterade.
There ain't no haterade. That's just it's a way of life.
Oh man!
Shoot, I drank plenty of water, so my piss wouldn't be yellow. But anyway, the Steelers is currently the AFC North. They're sitting with a 10-3 record. Lead the AFC North by 2 games over the Baltimore Ravens because they beat the Browns. They also got the head-to-head tiebreaker over Baltimore. They tie with Buffalo for the number 2 seed, but loses the strength of victory tiebreaker. Remaining schedule at Eagles, at Ravens versus Chiefs versus Bengals.
It ain't pretty. I'll tell you that much. It ain't nice.
It's not nice at all. Not nice at all. But I mean, I'm looking at the Steelers and I'm looking at the Chiefs. I'm looking with 2 different point of views. I look at the Steelers. They play hard-nosed defense. The offense is starting to come together. I don't know what's going on with George Pickens. He's supposed to be out in this game versus the Eagles.
Yeah, got a hammy.
Yeah, them hammy. That's a soft tissue injury. Them things take time to get right.
Oh yeah.
In my mind is saying that the Steelers could beat the Chiefs, but I don't know. I just don't know. They got them at home. They got them in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And the way the Chiefs play right now.
All season.
And I ain't going to say it's been the past 2 years. Patrick Mahomes has not been playing the best football, but they've been winning and winning very closely. And that kind of plays into the Steelers' DNA. The Steelers know how to keep a game close. And if the game get a little bit too far out of hand, they know how to bring them back in there. So I don't know. I'm gonna watch that game come Chroma Day. I'm gonna be invested in that game.
It's gonna be a wonderful. Well, I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. I mean, I'll let you finish, but I'll get it.
I'm just saying somebody gonna have a good Chroma Day. Somebody ain't gonna have a good Chroma Day. We don't know. We do not know. It depends now. It depends on a lot. Up next, the Houston Texans. They're sitting at 8-5. They remain at the number 4 spot in the conference because they was on a bye. They still lead the AFC South by 2 games over the Colts. The remaining schedule is versus the Dolphins, at Chiefs, versus Ravens, at Titans. There's another team I got a question mark about. Another team I got a question mark about is the Baltimore Ravens, sitting at 8-5. Take over the number 5 seed because the Chargers lost to the Chiefs and the Ravens was on the bye. 2 games behind the Steelers in the AFC North. Pittsburgh currently owns the tiebreaker. Baltimore has the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Los Angeles Chargers by virtue of the Week 12 victory. Remaining schedule is at Giants versus Steelers, at Texans versus Browns. Interesting. Number 6, the Chargers. They fall to the number 6 seed after they lost to the Chiefs, but their Week 6 win over the Denver Broncos get the Chargers head-to-head tiebreaker for the number 6 seed and second place in the AFC West. Their remaining schedule is versus the Buccaneers, versus the Broncos, at Patriots, and at Raiders. Right. So I can see them winning 10, maybe 11 games. And number 7, the top 7 seed is those Denver Broncos. They still hold the final playoff spot as they was on the bye week. They lead the Colts and the Dolphins for the number 7 seed by 2 games. Denver, however, loses the head-to-head tiebreaker with the Chargers, just like I said, for number 6. And the remaining schedule is versus the Colts, at Chargers, at Bengals, and versus the Chiefs. So to me, those top 7 seeds, it's going to be some moving around the next couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's going to be. I feel like the Houston Texans is going to drop down. I feel like Houston and Baltimore could possibly switch spaces. Do I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers can challenge for the number 1 seed? I feel like they can challenge for it. I believe in their defense, just like I believe in the Chiefs' defense. But however, and it pains me to say this, your guy Patrick Mahomes, I mean he's doing enough to win. The Chiefs are like, I'm not to say they skating by. To me, that's kind of disrespectful because their defense is that darn good. But that game, that's gonna be a good game. I ain't even gonna front. I don't feel like the Buffalo Bills are going to get the number 1 seed simply because that Lions game. I feel sorry for the. I feel sorry for the Buffalo Bills. Yes, they came off a loss. Where at times in that particular game, the game was to a normal team, that game would have been out of reach. I think they was down 17 at one point for a minute in that game, and they came storming back. But the problem I have with the Buffalo Bills is their ability to close and their ability to come back. Their defense gave up basically the winning touchdown to keep it out of reach. And hey, I don't know about Buffalo. So yeah, that's my prediction. I feel like before the season is over with, I feel like Baltimore is going to get the number 4 seed. But Pittsburgh and Kansas City, that is a caveat, a wild card, a pro quin quo, if you will. But you can chime in off that if you will, sir.
Yeah, Kansas, of course, they're number 1. They've been winning in many different ways this season. You know, special teams. They won a game off of a blocked field goal. They won a game off of Patrick Mahomes scrambling and getting in field goal range. They've won off defense, forcing turnovers. They've won. I mean, they've won in so many different ways this season. They are 12-1, respectfully, and January football. Well, we're in December football right now, but it was referring to the playoffs. I just think Patrick Mahomes is like no other in the playoffs. He's just a different breed. He excels, during those times. Nevertheless, to say I know Pittsburgh. They play him on Christmas Day, like we already mentioned. I don't know how to feel about that game exactly. Pittsburgh so far, we've been doing a great job. Knock on wood. We've been doing a great job staying healthy this season for the most part on the defensive side of the ball. Thank the good Lord. Still a lot of football left. A lot of things can occur. TJ Watt, you know what I'm saying? He had to walk to the sideline against the Browns game, and I kind of got nervous. But he ended up coming back and finishing out. I feel like that game. Well, we played it with the Steelers. They played the Eagles this Sunday. We played Baltimore again, and then we played the Chiefs. Not an easy schedule at all. Just as we all know, we got the hardest remaining schedule. But I'm not so worried about the Eagles game because they almost fumbled the ball against the Panthers, and dude dropped the wide open pass for the game, possibly the game winning touchdown. Not to say that I'm not don't think it's going to be a good game, but here's a statistic that we haven't won in Philly since 1935. So that's a long, long time ago.
So y'all ain't never won in Philly.
Never won in Philly. Um, so with that being said, I do think it's going to be a great game, but I'm really thinking the following games with Baltimore and the Chiefs will hold a lot of weight if we want to contend for that number one seed. Uh,
Oh, most
moving
definitely.
moving on to Buffalo. I watched that game against the Rams, and I had to give my props to Josh Allen and the way he handled that comeback. I mean, they almost came back to that game to win it. It's kind of hard as a player to stay in the game when you feel like you're out of the game. So I want to give a big shout out to him because I mean this is one of the best versions or complete versions of Josh Allen that I feel like we've seen of his career. I mean, jumping over the hurdle of beating Patrick Mahomes this regular season says a lot. Do I think he could do it in the playoffs? I don't know, but I just
In fact,
like
he's never done it, which is crazy.
right. I just like the fact that he stayed in the game. He gave his team a shot. His defense, didn't necessarily, step up to the plate, but
Mm-mm.
Buffalo is not a team that you should sleep on.
No.
I mean, they could very much well become number one seed, and everything runs through Buffalo. So I think they've been playing pretty. I think they've been playing pretty well. I just think, man, this past week, Puka Nakua, man, he had a crazy game, over 10 receptions for I know for sure probably 140 yards combined with him rushing in and receiving this past Sunday. I mean, just a great game. I mean, from him. I mean, with all the weapons that the Rams have at their disposal
Mm-hmm.
of, just having Cooper Cup. I mean, Puka Nakua, I'm a fan of him. Honestly, I think he should have won Rookie of the Year last year and everything. But big shout out to Buffalo for at least staying in the game. They ain't just giving
Yeah.
them the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I already talked about Pittsburgh. Our defense is for real. I feel like hard nose. Our offense is still something to watch for. I do feel like Russ is gaining confidence game by game of this offense, and we're getting familiar with him and everything. Um, it kind of shined the light on the whole of the offense when George Pickens was not out there this past Sunday of what we really need. And hopefully this offseason or through the draft, we can bring somebody that can, help him out. But as of right now, I feel like our offense has been the best it's been in the past 2-3 years for us, at least being able to score more than 20 points.
Mm.
So I'll take it. I mean, but I don't know. I'm not totally confident in our offense. I mean, I know we can score. I know we can score points, but I don't know. It's just with that wide receiver position, man. There's still some things that I would like to see from us. But I mean, we're running the ball well. I think we like fourth or third in the league in rushing right now. So that's great. That builds up well, for December, January football. Nobody wants to tackle in the cold like that. And running the football is a big part of everybody's game plan when you talk about playoffs and everything. So that's great. Houston, uh, they've been very concerning to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start off with CJ Stroud. I don't think this is the same guy that we had last year that was, the talk of the league, rookie of the year, caliber type guy. Not saying that he's not good any longer, but there's been some struggles in Houston, yet and still they're still in the playoff picture. And honestly, I mean, nobody in their division is competing with them outside of the Colts, and they're 6-7. But everybody else with the Jaguars and the Titans, um, you know, they ain't doing nothing. So I kind of
Nah.
think they won that division by default. I mean, honestly, they are the more complete team, and they should be the division. I mean, winners.
Yeah.
Probably for the next couple of years. But I mean, I still got some questions with them with that offense. Being able to. I mean, I don't know how they struggle with it, but I mean, Still being able to score some points. We seen them in a close one with the Jaguars. I mean, they won by a field goal. They lost to the Titans. They blew out the Cowboys, but I mean, Stevie Wonder can blow out the Cowboys with the other, with 10 other guys. Um,
Ray Charles
Baltimore,
and all.
right? Baltimore, the favorites for the AFC North early on this season. Um, their defense has not been what it should be this season. They have some hiccups there, allowing teams to stay in games or come back in the fourth quarter. Um, I do think they ain't gonna be anybody you could just step on in the playoffs because of course they got talented players on that team. I respect Baltimore. I ain't gonna bash them too badly, but I do think their defensive side of the ball could be improved. I mean, when they played us now, they showed a whole nother different Baltimore when they was covering the pass well. They kept everything in front of them and everything like that. But I still think it's a question mark. Also a disappointment and how sometimes this year they haven't been using Derrick Henry as they should. Um,
This is
you
why I
know,
want to Belichick.
hopefully this bye week, rejuvenated them. Hopefully it was. I mean, I don't want to rejuvenate it, but hopefully they was able to look at some things that they could work on, and they're still a playoff championship caliber team. Um, you know, Lamar could. I'm not gonna say improve, but just sometimes, man, I just need him to make the necessary plays. We've seen him overthrow some open passes here and there that I would like for him to, kind of make if you're going to be a two-time MVP. You're the talk of the AFC outside of Patrick Mahomes. Just living up to the name that you have, Lamar. I mean, and then with the help of Derrick Henry, I just felt like y'all should not be 8-5, but nevertheless,
When your kicker is missing for
that
50
too,
plus,
that too, but that could also
you
be
can't.
the lack of offense out there.
But that's
I
what you
mean,
pay a kicker for. You pay a kicker to
but
get you
see,
3 points.
you're right. But see, Justin Tucker, he did it all and seen it all, and a lot of kickers don't even play as long as he's played. Still a walking Hall of Famer. I just think,
Yeah, I don't take that from him, but
I think this year is probably the last year that he'll be in Baltimore. I think he should retire after this because his ability to kick the ball has declined majorly.
drastically.
um, but I mean, Baltimore is still somebody to watch out for in the AFC North. I'm hoping that the Pittsburgh Steelers can get a high enough seed where we don't have to see Baltimore a third time. So that's never good. Um,
I'm hoping against that.
no.
Uh,
The Chargers. I think the Chargers being in the playoff picture says a lot about Jim Harbaugh and the way he can change teams and the dynamic of the way players think and having them play to their abilities. Um, he came in, man, to a team that had a lot of talent prior to him being there on both sides of the ball. Could not do anything with it. I do think I can't. Last name Stanley was the coach for the Chargers prior to him being there, and that did not work out well. Hence why he's not there anymore. But I think that speaks volumes about him as a coach. Being able to build players, being able to make players believe in themselves and play physical no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what game it was. I think it was against Baltimore. They actually made that game a game against Baltimore early on, at least for the
yeah,
first half.
early on they had us down 10
Uh,
nothing,
but
and then the floodgates open.
yeah, the floodgates open after that. But just seeing the confidence that this team now has. I think it speaks volumes to him, man. Outside of Mike T, which this is a regular thing for him. I mean, I guess, and him not having a losing season, which he said already, is really not nothing to brag on. But I think he should. Jim Harbaugh should definitely be considered, excuse me, for Coach of the Year. On that behalf, and then last but not least, Denver Broncos is sitting at number 7. A team who has a solid defense. Sean Payton has did a well job with Bo Nix, developing him, believing in him, and I think this division. I mean, I haven't seen this in a minute where the AFC West has 3 teams going into playoffs. So, I mean, it's tough sledding in the AFC West right now. I mean, Kansas got it, of course, but I mean, I can see one of those teams between Chargers and the Broncos at least maybe pulling out 10 wins, 10, 11 wins. I mean, really, the Broncos, I mean, they play the Chargers Thursday night. They play the Patriots and they play the Raiders. So, I mean, that's 3 winnable games that they can possibly, be 11-5 at the end of this year and
Right.
maybe switch spots with the Chargers or the Ravens, depending on what they do after the bye week. So, it's a lot to be seen. These last 4 weeks, this last month of football, um, it's going to be a lot of moving around, like Fonz already said, and I'm excited to see. Hopefully, things work out for the Steelers, and I'm just going to be sitting here praying, sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. But my dark, if I could have an honorable mention, because I think the AFC North this year was kind of a disappointment. Um, but I would be very careful about the Bengals, and here's why. The Bengals, Joe Burrow, he's been having an MVP caliber year. I think he leads the leagues in passing touchdowns or whatever, and they can score
Mm-hmm.
points. They only, very few teams that have scored over 30 points and still managed to lose games, which I don't think that has anything to do with the offense. It definitely has everything to do with the defense, because how can I be able to put up points and still lose? So, I mean, they are currently sitting at 5-8.
The 10th seed, to be honest.
And if somehow Denver and the Chargers drop the ball these next few weeks, they could potentially maybe sneak in right at number 7. And I'm keeping my eyeball on Cincinnati, because they creeping,
And
they
to
are
your
creeping around.
and to your point, the Broncos and the Bengals got to play each other.
Right, exactly. So that's my honorable. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they can sneak in at number 7. And I mean, I don't think, I definitely don't think they're a Super Bowl caliber team as of right now, but I just think they can improve to maybe 8-8 and just sneak right on in. I mean, they play this. Their remaining schedule is the Titans, the Bengals, the Broncos, and the Steelers.
Right.
So 2 of those games are divisional. And one of those games, they got the higher seed. I mean, they could play upset football right now and really sneak in, and Joe Burrow will be back in the playoffs. So I'll watch out for them. But yeah,
like you said, for that to happen though, honestly, the team that would have to fall flat on their face would have to be Miami or Indianapolis.
and that's very much possible, because I ain't really. I mean, yeah,
I'm not even worried about
Yeah.
8, 9, and 10 like that. But I can concur with Cincinnati. Like I said, Cincinnati got the firepower to do it,
right.
but their defense is not going to get them far at all.
No.
Because you can blow the doors off Cincinnati.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I just think they could be the lowest seed possibly. Like you said, Colts Miami is of course there, but they're not there. If
yeah,
that
they,
so I
they
mean that could very much change, man. And I feel like, honestly, even though they have been winning, um, the Cincinnati Bengals have been losing. They still been fighting very hard and within the games. Like that last game, Against the Steelers, man, they didn't want to give it to us.
Mm-mm.
And that was a high scoring game. I mean, both defenses didn't play well to keep, points off the board.
Right.
So yeah, that'll be my honorable mention for the AFC.
Okay, cool. So just a little thing. So 6 teams are officially eliminated. That includes the Raiders, Patriots, Titans, Jets, Jaguars, and Browns. Again, the usual suspects.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments what y'all think about the AFC. How do y'all think the AFC is going to shape out, or do you think it's going to kind of stay the same? Just let us know. But yeah, I think we could go ahead and call it right here, man. So I mean, it's been a good show. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like shows like this where we take our time and actually dissect what's really going on. But if y'all like this content, and I know y'all do, because 83 of y'all is saying that y'all like our content. So y'all just help us out. Hit a like, subscribe. That'll push our content out to the masses. That'll get more eyes on this content. That way, on top of getting subscribers and being able to be put in a position to where we can give y'all more content, it'll help us get that YouTube money. But hey, I'm on a mission. I'm just saying, I'm on a mission. If you on Facebook, hit us up in the Back Porch Sports Podcast War Room. That we're always there. We always chopping it up and everything. We always, like I said at the top, we always post the dumb stuff, especially my man Corey. He posted the ending sequence to that Cowboys-Bengals game. Speaking of which, I ain't even want to watch that game because I was like, nah. But I actually watched The Simpsons do that same game, the version on Disney Plus. It was actually entertaining for about 30 minutes. I ain't even gonna front. Just seeing Homer Simpson throw a touchdown pass. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they do some crazy stuff, boy. These graphics are crazy.
I'm telling you, technology is amazing.
Mm.
But bro, you got anything you want to add, man?
Not at all, man. Just make sure you let us know what your predictions is. Whether we said something right, whether we said something wrong. Let everything be known. Put it in the comments. You can just hit us up, man. We here to talk about football and to build a family about what we love most. And I know I don't watch football I don't watch TV no other time but through September to February. So, so let us know, man. Please, I'm begging. The finals may not be begging, but I'm begging you to please get in on this conversation, man. Let us know because I can hear you now. I ain't no begging. I ain't begging, but
I ain't begging nobody. My name ain't Keith Sweat. I ain't begging nothing. Nah, I'm just playing. Y'all sign. Just hit the button.
Make sure you hit the button like my little girl said off Rush Hour. Hit the button. Hit the button. Make sure you hit the button, man. Hit the notification button. Really, mainly get in on this conversation, man. Let us know how you feel about the upcoming playoffs and all these teams that we talked about or whatever. Let us know, man, because listen, we don't want to be talking to ourselves. I mean, we talk amongst each other, but we don't, you know what I'm saying? We talking to y'all. So
right.
We're talking to dead people, so say something.
I mean, and then just to echo your point, like honestly, what y'all getting is like you said, how we talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? Right. This is how we talk, and we just want to spread the word out there. Thank y'all to the people who do spread the word, man. Y'all really help us out, man, for real. Right. Oh yeah, I forgot. Hey, so I know y'all on YouTube right now. Please, after this video is done, go over to the Man Cave. That's another venture that Myquan and I are doing. And go ahead and subscribe. We already got one video up there just introducing what we're talking about. And, just help. Let's build that community too.
Right.
Let's build that community too. Because I guarantee you, especially for the bros and for the sisters too, y'all going to get something out of it. I'm going to put on my Unc hat for that one, you know what I'm saying? Especially that first episode. We've been brutal that first episode. I think y'all gonna like that one. Right, so, with that being said, man, we're gonna go ahead and clock on out of here, man. This has been the Back Porch Sports Podcast with your man Fonz. And we are out.